Hello and welcome to our daily learning time. Today we're going to be learning about the letter S, and guess whose name starts with S? Sue. Sue, coming out here. Today's your day. Did you know that we're going to be learning about letter S and your name starts with an S? So today's your special day. Did you know that your name uses a big uppercase S because it's the first letter of your name? All of us use a big letter when it's the first letter of our name, but all the other letters have to be little. Well, Sue, sit down if you want to and watch me write the letter S. S is for Sue today. S is also for the sun and solar system. That's what we're going to talk about today. Let me draw a picture of the sun for us really quickly. I think it'll help us to remember what letter S looks like. So I'm going to draw a big circle and look around the sun. I'm going to make these squiggly lines. They're actually letter S's. S kind of looks like a squiggly line, kind of like the squiggly lines around this sun. So let's try to write a squiggly line, letter S. We're going to start at the top. We're going to curve around and back, kind of like a squiggly line. So start at the top, curve around, turn around, and then go back. So there's the uppercase letter S, like Sue's name. Let's see if we can write it on the handwriting house. It's kind of easy to write on the handwriting house because you can think of it this way. The top part of the S kind of looks like the letter C, and then the bottom part kind of looks like a backwards C. So let me show you, okay, what that looks like. All right, the top part, the uppercase letter S, looks like this, like a letter C. And then you turn around and go the other way. So forward and back. Go forward and go back. See, it looks kind of like a squiggly line. Well, that's the uppercase letter S. And now I want to show you the lowercase letter S, but it actually looks, here's another letter S word, the same. The letter S, uppercase and lowercase, are exactly the same, but the uppercase S is big and the lowercase s is little. We're going to be doing some sorting. There's another letter S word. We're going to be sorting some planets that are big and some are little. Well, this is the big S, and let's see if we can write the little s on the handwriting house. This is the tricky part because it's so small on the downstairs part of the handwriting house, and you have to squeeze in a little letter S. You have to go forward and back, all downstairs. Forward and back. Okay, there we go. You can do it. Forward and back. Make the forward facing C and the backward C. So turn and go the other way. That's the lowercase letter S. Now let's talk about what letter S sounds like. So before I do that though, I want to tell you that S says as in sun, and the sun is in the middle of the solar system and the planets spin around and around and around the sun. I thought to help the sound that letter S makes stick, we would do some spinning today. So stand up if you want to, or I'm going to stay seated because I'm in a spinny chair. I'm going to say, what does letter S say? And I want you to say, S says S as in, and then spin. S says S, S, S. Okay, let's try that. What does S say? S says S as in spin. S says S, S, S. Did you spin? Let's try it one more time. Don't get dizzy. Here we go. S says S as in spin. S says S, S, S. Well, today when we practice our blending, I'm going to do my finger like this just to remind you that S says S as in spin. Okay, can you remember what the vowels are? We need the vowels to do some blending. We're going to do some reading today too. Okay, so the vowels are A, E, I O U A E, I O U A E, I O U. These are the vowels. Well, let's put a letter S with an A. Remember, A says atch, like when you're sneezing. S, ah, s, ah, sa, sa, sa. Let's try to blend S with E. What does E say? Eh, eh. Okay, here we go. S, eh, se, se. Now let's put S with an I, and I have to tell you something that happened to me yesterday. I ate a blue lollipop. And then later I went to wash my hands and I looked in the mirror and my lips were blue. And it scared me. I said, "Oh, my lips are blue." But then I remembered it was the Iggy lollipop. It made my lips look blue. That's a true story. So I says, eh, like an Iggy lollipop. So let's try to blend. Eh, se, se. Two more. O says, ah. Here we go. Ah, saw, saw, saw. Last one, U says, like when you have a tummy ache. Here we go. Saw, saw, saw. Now I want you to think about this blend, and then I'm going to say a word, and I want you to see if you can tell me what letter is making the sound at the end of the word. Sun, sun. What letter says n, n, n? Letter N. Letter N says n. So let's see if we can read this word, okay? We know this blend. Sun. 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 We just read the word sun, and we can spell it too. How do you spell sun? S-U-N. Well, I want you to remember this word because our color for today is yellow. And in our color song, you're going to see this word, sun. And I'm going to ask you to read it. So try to see if you can remember that that word is sun. Okay, for math today, we're going to be doing something else that starts with S. We're going to be sorting. Remember that I told you the sun was in the middle of the solar system and the planets were going around and around? Well, we're going to sort the planets. Some of the planets are big and some of the planets are small. So let's start by sorting the planets by size. Let's see if you can help me to decide which of the planets are big and which are small. And then we'll see if we can think of other ways to sort. Okay, so you just look with your eyes or point with your finger and you see if you can find all the small planets. I'll move them for us. Okay, oh, there's a small one. Do you see another small planet? A teeny tiny small planet. There's one right there. Oh, that's right. There's planet Earth. It's small. And then there's one way over there. Nice job. We sorted all the small planets. Now let's put the big planets over here. Can you find all the big planets? There's one. Yep, there's one. There's one. And here's one. Okay, so we put all the small planets together and all the big planets together. That's what sorting is. It's just looking for ways that some things are alike and then putting them into groups based on that. Okay, is there another way that I could sort these planets? Is there another way that some of them are alike? I could sort by color. So let's try that right now. This first one says blue. So let's see if we can find all the blue planets. You point and I'll move them. There's blue. Mhm. There's blue, planet Earth. And there's a blue one. Good job. This next word says brown. Can you see if you can find any brown planets? Oh, there's one way over here. Good job. And there's one. Nice work. Now, this next word says red. Can you see a red planet? There it is. There it is right there. I'm going to put it right where it goes below the word red. The last word says yellow. Can you see a yellow planet? There it is, way down here. This one is gray. I'm going to put it over here. So we sorted all the planets by their color. Now, let me show you this next thing. This is all the planets in order. This is ordering by size. They're in order from the smallest planet to the biggest planet. When you put something in order by its size, this is what happens. You just put them in order from the smallest to the biggest, or the biggest to the smallest. You could do that too. The smallest planet is Mercury. And the biggest planet you can see here is Jupiter. Okay, now I want to talk about our color for today. We're talking about the sun, and the sun is yellow, or it kind of looks yellow when people draw pictures of it, sometimes on TV. Maybe you've painted a yellow sun before. That's our color, yellow. And there's a word. Remember I told you that there was a word in our song that I wanted you to be able to read? I'm going to circle it right now and see if you can remember what this word is, okay? Right there. What's that word? Sun. Sun. That word is sun. So while we're singing, I'm going to ask you to read that word, okay? This song is to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It. Here we go. Yellow spells yellow. Yellow spells yellow. Like the early morning. Now what's that word? Sun. Good job. Like the early morning sun when the day has just begun. Yellow spells yellow. Well, I'm going to show you how to make something cool today. We're going to be doing something else that starts with S. We're going to be salt painting. I'll show you my salt and see if you can find the letter S. Do you see it? S is for salt. And we're going to be making the solar system with our salt painting today. All you need is some glue and some paper. And then I'll show you what else as we go along. So I'm going to be drawing with my glue. I'm just making a big circle in the middle. That's going to be the sun. And then I'm going to make some other circles around the sun. Some are big and some are small. And there's Saturn also has rings, so I might try to make one with rings. Okay, so I painted, or I drew, I guess you could say, I drew the planets using glue. And now I'm going to cover up on top of that glue with salt. S is for salt. So I'm just sprinkling the salt on top of the glue. I want to make sure all the glue is covered with the salt. Okay, next I have some watercolor paints over here. Actually, if you don't have watercolor paints, I really just use regular paint, but I put water in it to make it really runny because you're going to want to drop some drips on top of this glue and salt. So if you don't have watercolor and you don't have paint, you can also try a marker. I tried that and it worked out really well too. Just lightly touch the salt with the marker. It just soaks in the ink. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if we can make the sun. I'm just lightly touching the salt. Oh, I forgot to. I need to shake too. I need to shake off the salt first, the extra salt. And then now I'm ready. I'm just dropping some drips on top of the sun, and that salt is just soaking up those drips. See? Makes a really pretty cool effect. And when it dries, it's going to be almost 3D. It's going to be puffed out. You can just put different colors. I'll just do this one pink. See, the salt just soaks it up and just moves it around. And then let's try green over here. You just kind of drip it on there and it just does the rest. And then I'll maybe make a blue one down here. Well, I have one that I've already finished. It's been drying, so as it dries, it kind of looks like this. It's kind of puffed out. So there's some planets and there's the sun in the middle. You can use just regular paper or you can even use cardboard if you have that. Okay, so now I want to do a little science. I want to talk about the planets. There are 8 planets. Some people say 9 because Pluto could be a planet. So we're for our song though, we're going to sing 8. Today, mostly you hear that there are 8. So those are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto if you count Pluto as the 9th planet. It's really small and far out. Well, let's sing a song about the 8 planets, okay? It goes like this. It says, there are 8 planets. There are 8 planets. There are 8 planets way up high. There are 8 planets. There are 8 planets. There are 8 planets in the sky. They go around the sun. They go around the sun. They go around the sun way up high. They go around the sun. They go around the sun. They go around the sun in the sky. Now I'm going to try to sing those names. You can try to catch on if you want to. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, let me tell you about every one of those planets today. They're all very special. They were all designed by God and they are so cool to learn about. The first one is Mercury, and Mercury is closest to the sun, and it's also the smallest planet that there is. It's very cold on Mercury. It's small, and there are, wait a minute, I don't know if it's cold or not. I need to take that back. That's not in my notes. The next one is very hot. So this one's closest to the sun, so I think Mercury would be very hot. So excuse me for that. But I do want to tell you something about Mercury that's cool. There are, if you could open up the earth, you could put 18. There would be 18 Mercuries that you could put inside the earth. That's how small it is. Okay, the next one is Venus, and it's not cold either. It's very hot. And around Venus, there are clouds that look yellow. That's because there's sulfur that's making them look yellow. That's the kind of material that's used to make those clouds. It's a sulfur, and this is a beautiful yellow colored planet. Yellow is great for reflecting light, so Venus can reflect the light of the sun really well. So if you go outside at night, what is the one biggest thing in the sky? The biggest, brightest thing in the sky at night is the moon. The moon is the brightest thing in the sky at night. But guess what? Venus is the second brightest thing. So if you go outside and you see some stars up above, but one is shining really, really bright, brighter than the others, it's probably not a star at all. It's probably the planet Venus. All right, the next planet is Earth, and that's the only planet with life. God designed it that way so that Earth was the only planet that he would make his creation of people and plants and animals on. So the Earth is a pretty cool planet. It's over half way covered in water. So if you were to shoot a rocket up in the sky and look back down and see Earth, it would look blue, and that's because most of it is made up of water. There's gravity on the Earth that helps to pull us down so we don't float around on planet Earth. Okay, the next one is Mars. What color is Mars? Mars is red. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think that Mars would be really hot or really cold? You would think it would be hot. Red is for hot, right? But Mars is actually a cold planet. It has something really cool on its surface. It has a volcano, a really big volcano. In fact, the volcano is 3 times bigger than Mount Everest, which is a super, super tall mountain on Earth. So I want you to go back and look at Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. All 4 of these planets have a surface or a ground, but the next 4 we're going to learn about do not. We call these the gas giants. They're just made up of gas. They have no ground or surface. Okay, the first one is Jupiter, and Jupiter is the largest planet. And there's this reddish spot on Jupiter. I'll point to it so you can see. There it is. It's actually not a spot at all. It's a storm. And that storm has been spinning around all the time for several hundreds of years. But can you imagine if one of our storms lasted several hundred years? That would be amazing and a little scary. The next one is S. S is for Saturn. Saturn has rings. That's what makes it special. The rings are icy, so Saturn has icy rings. Uranus or Uranus, people pronounce it different ways. This is blue, and it is not blue because there is water on it, like on the Earth. It's blue because of the gases that it's made of. Something else really cool about this planet is it's sideways. So it goes around and around the sun sideways. Neptune is the furthest from the sun, unless you count Pluto. Pluto is even further. But Neptune is also blue. It's not blue because of water. It's blue because of the gases that make it up as well. It's super cold on Neptune. It's the furthest away from the sun, and Pluto is after that. Well, I want to read a story to you during our story time today. The story is not about the solar system, but it is about the sun, and it's a funny story. I think you'll have fun hearing it. I'm going to read it to you now. It's called Wake Up Sun. So let me see if I can pull it up and share it with you. Wake Up Sun by David L. Harrison. One night, in the middle of the night, a flea bit dog on his ear. Dog woke up. Woof, woof, said Dog. It must be time to get up. Pig woke up too. Oink, oink, said Pig. Be quiet. It's time to get up, said Dog. No, it's not, said Pig. The sun is not up. Where can the sun be? Asked Dog. Maybe it fell in the well, said Pig. Dog and Pig ran to the well. Sun, sun, said Pig. Are you down there? Cow woke up. Moo, moo, said Cow. What are you doing? We're looking for the sun, said Pig. Maybe the sun is hiding behind the barn, said Cow. Dog, Pig, and Cow looked behind the barn. Come out, sun, shouted Cow. Chicken woke up. Cluck, cluck, said Chicken. What is wrong? We cannot find the sun, said Cow. Chicken said, maybe the sun is sleeping late. Then we must wake up the sun, said Dog. All the animals began to yell. Now you choose an animal and you help me to try to wake up the sun. You can choose the chicken and say cluck, cluck. You can choose the cow and say moo, moo. You can choose the pig and say oink, oink. Or you can choose the dog and say woof, woof. Are you ready? Okay, ready, set, go. Cluck, 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 cluck. Moo, moo, oink, woof, 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 woof. Do you think we woke up the sun? Let's find out. Uh-oh, we didn't wake up the sun, but we woke up the farmer and his wife. There must be a fox in the hen house, Farmer said. Farmer ran to the window. He fired his gun. Bang, bang. The animals stopped yelling. It was quiet, but not for long. Wah, wah, Wah! Farmer's Baby woke up just as the sun came over the barn. Look, said Dog. Farmer's Baby woke up the sun. From that day on, Dog always played ball with Farmer's Baby. Pig let her chase him and pull his tail. Cow gave her lots of sweet milk to drink, and Chicken laid eggs for her, one every day. The animals were very nice to Farmer's Baby. After all, they thought she was the one who could wake up the sun. The end. Well, we know the farmer's baby did not wake up the sun. God wakes up the sun every day. He has created the seasons and He created all the planets and the solar system. I hope you have fun today. You can do some salt painting. You can practice your letters. S says in spin, so you can spin around and try to remember the S sound. You can also learn more about the solar system and the planets if you like. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.